Morning, my friends. It's a glorious, beautiful day here in Southern California. And I forgot my Daiwa hat, which presents the following problem. Will the glare off my bald head ruin today's morning briefing? I don't think so, because there is so much going on, so many great things. And don't let me hear you say it's over. We had a boat with over 500 fish check in yesterday. Great yellowfin tuna fishing, but you need to know where. And also, there's some good island stuff going on. Our big October 23rd celebration at 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro just got a little bit better. There's so much going on, and you know what time it is. Bald head and all, it's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Hey, it truly is great to be with you, man. We've got a lot to talk to you about. Tremendous stuff going on. Let's go through some of what's coming up on our calendar first of all, then I'll get you into some really great fishing. Take you south of the border to Ensenada and also cover some great fishing out of San Diego. But you need to know where to go and what to fish with. And I've got all that and more for you here this morning. October the 23rd, 22nd Street Landing is my opportunity to say thank you to each and every one of you. It's going to be a fun day, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. We're going to have raffles. Man, we've got a great raffle for you with a $1,200 prize sitting atop of the pyramid, a trip on the Judith Ham for 4 people, and you'll be able to purchase a ticket and perhaps get that win right there at 22nd Street Landing. Of course, the raffles are a great way to keep this Friedman Adventures rolling along, and we deeply appreciate you supporting us. Buy a raffle ticket, buy a bunch of raffle tickets, get your friends to buy some. It'll really help the ball to keep rolling along. And in addition to that, you can make a donation to our Mexico efforts. We've got so many gifts to take across the border to our dear friends down there. Really always need our help. The safety net in Mexico is not that great, so we could use your help there also, and deeply appreciate anything you might be able to do. Desiree Rodriguez, she will be at the seminar. I can't wait to see her. That's always great. Eddie Leland, Captain Eddie Leland, in his battle with cancer, got some great news the other day. He's talking about being there. That'll be great. Don't forget, we have the kids' Halloween dress up. They're going to get candy, and they are going to get a lot of applause from this group. I guarantee you that we are going to support the kids, and that is going to be a lot of fun. Ricky Carbajal, part owner of the Apollo, now owner of the El Patron with his partner Chris Isaac. They're going to be there. In fact, Ricky says, I'm going to come out there. I'm going to fly in from Utah, and I'm going to cook right along with you guys. So yeah, we've got a free meal for you and so much more. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll see you there, no question about it. All right. And if you'd like to volunteer to help us on that day, hey, we need some people to help us sell raffle tickets and, do the whole thing. You want to join the Friedman Adventures family for one day, just send me a text and I'll get you signed up. We'll have a lot of fun. I guarantee you that. Who knows what benefits are in your future? Probably nothing, but who knows? 657-227-6459. And we would love to have you help us out. All right. Time to get into the fishing, and man, oh man, there is some good stuff, and then there's some stuff that's not that good. But we'll start you out in Ensenada. Victor there at Blackfin sent out 2 pongas yesterday. 1 fish local, rockfish and all that good stuff, and the other guy went offshore and found that magical kelp patty with limits of Dorado. So a nice hit there. Victor just keeps chugging along there at a beautiful, picturesque, rugged Puna Banda, Baja California. Where is that? It's right there around Ensenada. It's a little bit outside of there, but it's a gorgeous area, a fun place to depart from, and the fishing this year has been absolutely outstanding. Arnie Man, also down there in Ensenada, good friend of mine who eats his palomitas during our show every Tuesday night, our live show. He eats his popcorn and watches, gets a bunch of guys to watch. Arnie Man on Facebook, and then Diego Nuno deckhand on the Royal Star. Great friend of mine. He's got Costa Baja sport fishing down there in Ensenada. 3 guys that you will have a great time with when you cross the border. Now remember, it's all about finding that magical kelp patty for those guys, or finding that jag of yellowfin tuna. But proper tackle is essential whether you're fishing here in the LA Orange County area or you're fishing south of the border. So remember, we want to see you with 25 to 40 pound fluorocarbon. Here's the bare minimum, 25 to 40 pound fluoro. You definitely want to have a variety of hook sizes, from a number 2 size hook, if those little devils are finicky, to a 2.0. I'd even, jump up to a 5.0 hook in case they want to go wide open. And again, there is yellowfin marauding all over the place right now. They show up here one day and then they're gone, and then they're in another spot. So you got to be prepared for all those kinds of bites. Those yellowfin, the vast majority recently been that 5 to 10 pound fish, but there's some 60 pound stuff running around, and there's also that bluefin, which ranges anywhere from 20 to 200 pounds. There's a lot of really nice fish jumping around. So if you want to hook one of those bigger fish on the iron, that is always a good idea, but don't you dare throw a jig without anything less than 40, and I recommend 50 pounds. You definitely want to fish the heavy. Daiwa something with chrome in it, have been super effective at times on those fish. And of course, one more time, choose a good hot bait. It makes all the difference in the world. That should get you tackled up for what is going on down there. Remember, you're going to have to gauge the intensity of the bite. You're going to have to gauge the size of the fish. All of that has to be made, like Tom Durr says, chop, chop. You got to figure it out fast, because you're going to want to go in the water when they say, here's a kelp. You get a triple jig strike on the yellowfin. You're going to have to figure out what it is. And, even when you get a jig strike, you can look back there and see, okay, I can see that those guys have hooked smaller grade yellowfin tuna. Or, whoa, these guys are having a hard time on the troll hanging on to them. I'm going to grab my heavy. So all of those things factor into it, and you got to keep that in mind. Now, up in San Diego, as I said in the beginning here, don't you dare think about calling the season off, because it is not up. I mean, all you have to do is look at the score on board the Ranger 85. Now, they got in from a multi-day trip, but what a trip it was. 330 yellowfin tuna, 15 on the Dorado, 5 bluefin, 25 skipjack on a 3-day trip. Magnificent fishing. I'm telling you, it can't get much better than that. But you can hear it's multi-day. Incidentally, a great trip coming up on the Sea Adventure 80 as we look at some footage from prior trips this year on the Sea Adventure 80. You got Mike McDaniels and his wife Maggie. Love them both very, very much. But a special guest star on the next 3-day trip, or the October 24th 3-day trip, Scott Buchert is going to be on there fishing. He's not decking, he's fishing. So you get to fish side by side with Scott. And of course, you know how much we all love Scott here at Friedman Adventures. I don't think there's a person who loves sport fishing more than Scott. I mean, he can work 60 days straight on a sport boat, and if he gets a day off, yeah, you know what he's going to do. He's going to go fishing. So if you'd like to fish with Scott and get on board the Sea Adventure 80, they got that great trip, October the 24th, a 3-day trip. I highly recommend you jump on. Now, for the boats that are leaving in the morning and coming back in the evening out of San Diego, Mahi-mahi, San Diego, many times it's the Grande, although they get chartered overnight on many occasions also. But those guys had to run down to almost 50 miles. God almighty, that's crazy. I mean, that they're going that far. That is absolutely dedication. That is absolutely no concern about fuel, no concern about time, all concerned about their passengers. Man, that I take my hat off to those guys for doing just that. San Diego yesterday, 35 guys, 19 yellowfin tuna, 19 Dorado, 1 yellowtail. Our famous Scott Buchert was on the Mission Bell, and he said, man, we had to run and run and run. But when we got down there, we ended up with 45 on the yellowfin tuna and a handful of Dorado to go along with it. So not bad if you can get down there. And the thing about it is, folks, that fish is vacillating right now from near to far. I mean, this morning it might be at 30 miles or it might be down there at 80 miles. So it's a volatile time, and the volatility suggests inconsistencies right now. And we are seeing that manifested just about every single day. It could settle down, especially with regard to bluefin. We're getting a lot of this volatility with Dorado and yellowfin tuna because water temperatures are starting to finally cool down a little bit, and that fish, those species, don't like that cooler water, so they're moving around in search of not only something to eat, but some warmer weather, so they don't have to put a jacket on. And so that's why we're seeing that. But the bluefin is a different animal. They'll hang right there at 67-degree water and bite full speed. So we'll keep our eyes on that for you. Grande was on an overnight trip. As we suggested to you, they do that once in a while. Limits of Dorado, not bad at all. Up here in the LA Orange County area, Freedom 6 bluefin, 1 yellowfin, 7 yellowtail, bunch of rockfish. Had a great first day and a slower, tougher second day. There it is, up and down in consistency. Thunderbird, 25 bluefin tuna, 16 yellowtail. And these guys are fishing Clemente, picking off a few yellows there now, but a lot of big bonito running around. And if you take good care of those, have you ever had sashimi bonita? It's not pretty. It's really, really good. Delicious. Poseidon down there on a day and a half trip, 100 Dorado out of San Diego, 20 yellowfin, 20 yellowtail. And a lot of those 3-day boats, I mean, most all those guys are getting limits of Dorado. Guys that are fishing day and a half out of San Diego, for the most part, are having really, really good fishing, but they're going down there to the end of their string also, down there 90 miles, 85 miles, 100 miles. There's still copious amounts of that smaller grade yellowfin tuna and Dorado, and this is a long way from over. But you are going to see inconsistencies not only from day to day, but on a particular day. You'll see one boat get them and one boat not get them. LA Orange County based boats, many of them now are switching over and just going straight island fishing, but when they're running to and fro the island, Catalina Island in this case, they still have a chance to find a kelp with Dorado and find some bluefin, yellowfin. That is still in the mix. Don't count it out. I'm telling you that right now. So keep your eyes on this situation. Of course, that's why we're here on the morning briefing. We will keep monitoring all this for you very, very closely. Across the border now, we take a look at what's going on at the islands. Todos Santos, a little bit of yellowtail, not as much as there once was. Coronado Islands, we continue to see some pretty good yellowtail fishing there. 20 to 40 to 60 yellows. Yo-yo iron and dropper loop have been really effective there on that bite. A lot of rockfish to go along with it, some bonita. And then San Clemente Island, big bonita. Same thing going on at Catalina Island, but it seemed like there's been some mix, smaller and bigger bonita, and a little bit of yellowtail at both those islands right now. Sport King yesterday had a couple yellowtail with our friend Bruce fishing out of there, so not bad. And then we move you up to Santa Barbara Island, a few yellows there. That could all fire up here in the fall though, that yellow bite. Fall time is a great time in SoCal for yellowtail fishing. Channel Islands, a few sea bass, a few halibut, great rockfish. Mirage with great rock fishing up in Santa Barbara, the Coral Sea and Stardust, great rockfish. I'm skipping over boats because it becomes redundant, but you know, great rock fishing up there in that neck of the woods. Along the coast here, we continue to see Corvina biting, and it can't get any more beautiful. I mean, it's sunny, it's warm, it feels like it's offshore. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Come on. Surf fishing is the best thing that the Lord above ever created, because you can get your fishing fix in every single day. Get an hour or two on the beach, and it's a lot of fun. Don't forget, I'm doing surf fishing seminars here very, very soon. If you want to get on the list, just send me a text again. I'll put your name on the list, and then when we start offering surf fishing tutelage, let's say, or guided surf fishing trips, I'll come out here, teach you exactly how to read the beach, how to catch fish in the beach. Send me a text, I'll put you on the list, and when we get rolling on that, I will let you know. 657-227-6459. Don't forget also to smash that like button. It makes all the difference in the world to us, and so many of you have been doing that. Really, really appreciate that very much. Smash that thumbs up button, and that will get us headed in the right direction. We're already headed in the right direction. 1 million plus views from all of you, surging way past 5,000 subscribers now, and we owe that all to you. And that's what October the 23rd is all about, a chance for us to say thank you to you. And I can't wait to do that. Sunday, October the 23rd, bring the kids to the Halloween contest. Don't you dare show up there without an appetite, okay? Come on. We're going to provide you with a thank you meal down there that morning and into the afternoon, and it's just going to be a super fun day. Guarantee you that. So this is a long way from over. Some great scores down there out of San Diego. Ensenada still getting fish. And don't write the LA Orange County area off in terms of the offshore bite. That's still a possibility. That nighttime bluefin is still also a possibility. It's been way more hit and miss lately. We haven't seen the huge numbers, but long-range boats continue to pound out some great catches. Of course, nighttime is the time to fish the heavy. You don't want to fish anything less than 100 and 200-pound leaders with those flat fall jigs, those Daiwa SK jigs, you know, that 200 to 500 gram type of lure, depending on wind and current. That's what you're going to fish with. All right, folks, a beautiful day. I hope you have a great start to your week. And as always, I send you my very, very best, and I thank you for your great support. Looking forward to seeing you all on Sunday, October the 23rd at beautiful 22nd Street Landing. We'll see you then.